Welcome to Friends Yoga. My name is Margot.
I'm Ned, and we hope you enjoyed the class today.
Let's get started. We'll stand today. Everybody stay. I guess looks like many of you are sitting down, but please stand up. We're starting standing up today. The first thing I want you to do is look down at your feet. So take a look. Guide them to be approximately parallel to each other and just rock side to side. Hip distance apart, very stable. So your hips are here, they're not here, they're here. That's hip distance apart. Pick up your toes, press the big toe mound down into the mat. Lift your arches, feel your heels, lay your toes down. Maybe you could put some space between your toes. Toes have muscles, you can exercise your toes. I have one pinky toe that just goes with its neighbor. It has no mind of its own. So pick up your toes, put them down. Feel into your mat, your floor, your carpet, hands down at your side, palms forward. Inhale. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more of those. So inhale as full as you can. Notice your collarbones rise. And exhale. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And then for the rest of class, try to breathe, lips closed, breathe through your nose. Feel that exhale breath through your nose. See if you can make it just as deep and generous as with the mouth open. Maybe there's a sensation of restriction in the back of your throat, voluntary restriction. And you get this fluttering vibration. It's Ujjayi breathing, victorious breath. Very central to helping captivate your attention to your breathing. Inhale your arms in front of you. Push them away from you, like you're leaning for something, and then draw your shoulder blades back so that they are trying to meet. Reach forward, inhale breath here through the nose. Draw the shoulder blades back, draw your arms into their sockets. One more time, reach forward and back. All the while, you still have really firm feet. Inhale your arms overhead. And simply exhale them down to your side slowly. Inhale them overhead through the nose. And exhale. It's when you turn your palms over and you're pushing them down, it's like you're pressing down on a column of air. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale. Reach your arms forward, lace your fingers together, and then turn your hands inside out. Push the laced fingers away from you, palms away. Release your hands down to your side. Inhale, arms overhead. Lace your fingers together, push your palms up. So this time your palms are pressing to the ceiling, a little opening for the wrists. One more breath here. Release the weave. Drop your right hand down as you reach over to the right. Left hand, fingertips trying to reach right. Right hand reaching down towards your knee. Now stay here. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. See if you can stay heavy in your left foot. One more time. Inhale, that right arm comes up to meet the left. Clasp your hands together. Push your folded fingers, palms up, even look up. Release the left hand down the left side of your body. Reach up on an inhale. And exhale, side bend to the left. 3 full breath cycles here. So filling up and reaching to the left. You still have heaviness in your right foot. It's not all in the left foot. As your attention traverses up and down your body, the connecting thread is your breath. Inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees deeply. Put your chest right on your thighs, fingertips down, head down. Straighten your legs, half lift, lengthen your spine. Let's take another whole breath here. And then forward fold again. Bend your knees deeply, chest touches your thighs. Now push into your feet. Arms overhead, inhaling all the way, look up. Hands pressed together, prayer with your hands. Drop your hands, exhaling. Inhale, arms and hands overhead, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees as much as you like. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, press into that big toe mound, push into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Drop your hands. Look for an inhale breath, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Push into those feet. Inhale, torso up, arms up, gaze up, hands to heart. Next one, all on your own. Start with your hands at your side. Step your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms out in front of you. Then press your palms together. Bring your thumbs in to prayer. Big inhale breath here. Exhale, sink your hips and come all the way down to the mat. So when you've gotten to this awkward position, you can put your hands behind you in a sit down. You might sit down and roll onto your back. Come back up, put your feet flat on the mat, arms out in front of you. Raise your legs. You can put your hands behind your thighs. Come up into boat pose. Reach your arms to the left. Exhale your arms to the right. Big inhale. Exhale your arms to the left. Inhale. Exhale your arms to the right. Cross your legs and lean forward. Use your hands to push you over your knees. Uncurl your feet and make your way back up to standing. We are going to do that all again. Arms come overhead. Step your feet wide. Exhale, sink your hips, sink down, and then find your seat. When you get there, boat pose, your version, feet down, maybe just toes down, shins parallel with the floor, or possibly straight legs. This time, make a little space between your knees, reach your hands forward, and then bring them back to your chest. Reach your hands forward, back to your chest. There's a little action with the legs here too. Reach your hands forward, back to your chest. Hands down behind you. Left foot flat on the mat, knee bent. Put your right ankle on the top of your left thigh, and then draw your shoulder blades together. Big inhale breath here, fill up. And exhale through the nose. Stick with this. 2 more full breath cycles. Maybe trying to guide just with the muscles in your leg, your right knee and thigh outward a little bit. Fill up. And then let's switch sides. Take your time. Flex your toes towards your shin. Remember, push your chest forward. Big inhale breath and exhale. Inhale breath. Exhale. One more time. And then cross your feet loosely. You might want to throw your feet out to one side. We're going to come to tabletop. Make your way to all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips, spine flat. Draw your belly up into your body, hug your low ribs in. On an inhale breath, raise your gaze, snag your belly, lift your tailbone. And as you exhale, round your spine, push away, sink hips to heels. You have to decide if that feels good for you. Come back to a neutral spine and then inhale, cow pose. Exhale, round the spine, hips to heels. All that action makes for a little bit of an extended exhale, which is awesome. Slide forward into cow pose. Slide back, contracting. Seat to heels. 2 more times. Come forward, tailbone up, belly sags, chest forward and up. And then round your spine, sink hips to heels. Last one. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat and hips to heels. Come back to all fours and walk your hands around to the left. Push your hips to the right. Stack your right hand on top of the left. Push down into the tops of your feet. Big inhale breath here. And exhale. Inhale, walk your hands across the top of the mat. Over to the right. Push your hips to the left. Left hand on top of the right. Bring your hands back to the top of your mat. Inhale, your right hand forward, thumb up. Lift that arm so it's parallel with the floor. Steady here. Then drag your toes of the left leg down the mat, like you are scraping them, and then lift off. This is bird dog, asymmetric spinal balancing. And exhale, find that exhale breath, elbow to knee under your body, round your spine like cat. Reach long as you can be. And then exhale, draw everything to the middle of your body. Reach long, big inhale breath. And exhale, elbow to knee. Reach long, hand and knee down. Left arm reaches forward. Draw it parallel with the floor, then drag your right toes down the mat. Lift off, right leg parallel to the floor. An exhale breath, elbow to knee under your body, round the spine. Reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Reach long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Reach long. Hands down, knee down. Reach your right hand forward, left leg back. Bend your left heel up towards the ceiling and tilt it over to the right side so you can find it with your right hand. Hand and foot meet. Gaze is down, torso is down, but your shoulder is drawing back. Push your foot into your hand, hand into your foot. If they didn't meet, not to worry. Make the shape, even if there's a big gap of air between your hand and your foot. Release all that. Hands and knees down. Sink hips to heels, child's pose. Forehead down. Draw back into all fours. Reach the left hand forward, the right leg back, bend your right knee, tilt your right foot over to the left hand finds it, or maybe it doesn't. If hand and foot meet, pressure between them. Torso is facing your mat, facing the floor, gaze just ahead of the top of your mat. One more breath cycle here. Release hand and foot, tabletop. Tuck your toes, press your hips up. Gradually straighten your legs. Maybe you lower your heels. Choose the hip distance or wider or feet together. Many choices for your feet in down dog. I've just gone wide. My feet are at the edge of the mat. It feels different and it feels good. Raise your gaze on an inhale breath. As you exhale, walk feet to hands. Possibly there's a hop there. Might be a little early for a hop. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Push into your feet. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to the ground. Drop your hands. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, head down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fingertips down. Step the left leg back. Put the left knee down. Uncurl the toes of the left foot. Push into the top of your left foot. Inhale, your arms overhead. Exhale, hands behind your back. Weave your fingers together. Push your fist away. Lift your heart. One more breath cycle here. Release your hands. Inhale them overhead. And exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, airplane arms. Lean your torso out over your front thigh. Inhale, torso vertical, arms up. And exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Could be all fours or knee down plank or straight arm full plank. Again, draw everything to the midline. Hug muscle to bone. Gaze just above the top of your mat so the back of your head's in line with the back of your body. All these little adjustments. It's amazing how long we can stay in plank. And then find an exhale, lower all the way down. Elbows stay in by your sides. Release your hands. Inhale up into locust. So balance on the front of your torso, lift up chest, arms, legs. Feel your breath moving because it's moving your whole torso. And then place your hands near your upper ribs, right next to them. Push back, make your way to down dog. Inhale the left leg straight up behind you. As you exhale, step it forward behind the left hand. Put your right knee down. Uncurl the right toes. That right foot's an anchor, arms overhead. Fill up. Exhale. Hands clasped behind you. Try weaving them together the opposite or awkward way. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Lean back a little bit. Release your hands, inhale them overhead. And then exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale your torso vertical. Exhale, arms behind you, airplane arms. Lean your chest forward, out over your thigh. Stay here. It's an inhale breath to get your torso vertical again. Exhale, hands down, tuck the back toes, step forward, forward fold. Look at your feet, they're parallel. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Feel the big toe mounds. Contract your arches, push into your feet. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to prayer. Drop your hands. Inhale, fill up. Expand those ribs, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Fingertips down, right leg back, right knee down. Uncurl the right toes. Inhale, lift your torso and arms. Exhale, hands behind you. Make a fist, lift your heart. Little back bend here. Lift your gaze. Release your hands, inhale them overhead. Exhale, side bend to the left. Use that back leg to be a good anchor for you. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, airplane arms, lean your torso forward. Your thigh can be a supporter, lift your arms up, torso up. And exhale, hands down, step back to plank. In this plank, you might wish to try a little movement. Step your right foot to the outer edge of the mat, the left foot to the outer edge, and the right foot back to the center, then the left. Trying to keep your back and your hips really steady. Glide forward, shoulders just ahead of your wrists, lower down. What a relief. Inhale, up into locust. Arms are at your side, inside of your feet to touch, legs strong. Upper chest and shoulders away from the floor. One more breath here. Hands by your upper ribs, push back. Find tabletop or down dog. Inhale the right leg. Right foot steps behind the right hand. Put the left knee down, uncurl the toes. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to meet behind you. Weave them together the awkward way. Fist down, chest up, back bend. Release your hands, arms overhead. They meet overhead and then over to the right, a side bend. Inhale, torso vertical. Exhale, hands behind you, airplane arms. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands down, step back, plank. And then make your choice. We're headed to child's pose. Knees can go wide or they can be right under your torso. Uncurl your toes, sink hips to heels, forehead to the mat. Arms are bright and long, full of life. Notice the sensation of your breathing in your body. The next voice you hear will be Ned's.
Good morning. Reach your hands just a little bit farther forward so that your elbows come off the mat. Take an inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And then bring your hips upward, come to a tabletop pose. Sink your hips down towards your heels. If you know that we've done this several times together, If you know that your knees don't bend that well, don't bend that much, use your block. Take your block and you can put it at the medium setting or the high setting. It'll just support you. You can then respect your knees without causing injury to your knees. Bring your torso up kind of vertical. Leave your left hand on your thigh and your right hand, bring it in front of your face with your palm facing toward you, and then fold over your first two fingers. Your thumb and your ring finger still will be up. Cover your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through your nose. Switch to your ring finger on the left nostril and exhale out your nose. Don't switch, inhale. Switch back to your thumb and exhale it out. Don't switch, inhale. And switch back to your ring finger and exhale it out. Don't switch, inhale. Switch back to your thumb and exhale it all out. One more time through. Don't switch, inhale. Switch to the ring finger, exhale it out. Don't switch, inhale. Back to the thumb and exhale it all out. Bring both hands down to your thighs. If you want, turn your palms so that they're facing upward toward your ceiling. I'll be quiet for a second. Just check in, notice how you're feeling so far today. Good job. All right, bring your hips off of your heels, move your block out of the way. Your hands come down in front of you. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. This time, open mouth, let it all out. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. And as you exhale, walk or jump your feet up to meet your hands. I'll explain in a second. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, push into your feet, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, move your hands down to your heart center. Drop your hands down to your side. We're going to do Surya Namaskar B, which is, it means it's a very classic yoga posture or series of postures. And I just thought it'd be fun to do it just the real classical way. We'll do it twice, and it's a whole series of poses. None of them too difficult, but on the other hand, I'll try to guide you through them. The first time through, we'll go kind of slowly. And the second time through, I'm just going to let you be with yourself, and I'll just cue much more sparingly. So bring your big toes to touch and your heels slightly separated, your knees together. And you could leave your legs at hip distance apart if you know that works better for you. Begin to bend your knees and let your hips move down a ways, but not down to your heels. Utkatasana, chair pose. Raise your arms above your head. Take an inhale breath and stand up tall. Straighten your legs. Exhale, standing forward, fold, and forward at the waist. Inhale, halfway lift. Move your hands to your shins, gaze downward at the mat. Exhale, step your left and your right leg both back, high plank pose. Take an inhale here. Exhale, lower halfway down, but not more than halfway, maybe even less than halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. You come to your top of your feet and your thighs are off the mat. Exhale, roll over your feet, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, step it through to your right hand. Your left foot moves down, warrior one feet. Bring your torso up, hands to your hips, push your left hip forward, right hip backward. Inhale, warrior one, hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Inhale at the top of a plank. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway down, or maybe a little less than halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. You're on the top of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, your left foot up to your left hand. Warrior one feet. Your right foot moves down to the mat. Maybe it's pointing forward a little bit. Hands to your hips. Push your right hip forward and your left hip backward. Inhale, your hands above your head. Warrior one. Exhale, lower your hands down, frame your front foot, step left foot back to meet your right. Take an inhale at the top of the plank. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more part of the classic pose. Inhale, look to the top of your mat. And as you exhale, slowly walk your feet or maybe jump your feet up to meet your hands. Big toes to touch, gap at your heels, knees touch. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Your knees are bent. Raise your hands above your head. Inhale, stand up tall, straighten your legs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Drop your hands down to your side. Good job. That's one time through. We'll do the exact thing again, and we'll do it a little faster with a little less talking from me. So inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, both feet back, high plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, right foot up to the right hand. Warrior one feet, left foot moves down. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, hands down to frame your front foot. Step your right foot back to meet your left now. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, your left foot to your left hand. Your right foot moves down, warrior one feet. Inhale, raise your hands above your head. Exhale, hands down to frame your front foot. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Take an inhale. Exhale, a little less than halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk or jump your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Knees bent, knees together, hands above your head. Inhale, stand up tall, legs straight. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good job. Drop your hands down to your side. That was awesome. You guys did fantastic. And it's kind of fun to do a traditional sequence of poses like that. Now look down at your feet. Bring your weight into your left foot. Lift your right foot up. Move it in front of and across your left foot and put it back down on the mat. So your pinky toes are kind of touching each other. Your legs are crossed. Bend your knees a little bit here. Don't try to do this with straight legs. And then look for a block. Maybe you use a block to support you, but bend forward at the waist and move your hands down to a block. This is an IT band stretch. For those of you wrestling with IT band issues, this is an awesome pose for you. And I'm one of those people. So maybe you just sort of tease yourself into this pose by moving your hands closer to the ground. Maybe you have spider fingertips. Let your head just sort of hang. Don't forget to continue your breath. Do breathing through your nose, Ujjayi breathing through the entire class with the exception of only a few cues. Good job. And then Bring yourself up a little bit, begin to straighten your torso vertically. Bring your hands to your hips and step your right foot back to its normal position on the right side of your left foot. Move your weight into your opposite foot now, your right foot. Lift your left foot upward, move it in front of and cross it over the top or front of your right leg and move it down to the mat. So you're just standing on both feet, pinky toes are kind of touching, your legs are crossed. Intentionally bend your knees just a bit here. Don't try to do this with straight legs. Look for that block and then bend forward at the waist. Maybe you're one of the lucky people that can bend their knees a bunch and just move their spider fingertips down to the mat. It's exactly the same if you are using two blocks stacked on top of each other, you're still getting the IT band stretch. And that's what we're going for. Good job. See if you can tease yourself in and out of the stretch here by moving your hands closer to the mat, maybe beginning to move your knees a little bit straighter, but probably not getting all the way straight. And let your head just hang. Come back to your breath. Good job. Bring your torso back up vertical. Move your left leg to the proper side of your right leg and find yourself just standing at the top of your mat. One more balance pose for us today. Actually, two more balance poses. Bring your weight into your left foot. Bring your right foot in front of you and then cross your right foot over your left knee. So it's just above your knee. Pull your right toes back toward the knee on your right leg. Figure 4. Bring your hands to your heart center. And this sort of vertical position could be where you stay. If you want to experiment a little bit, and please do this carefully so you don't feel any pain. Begin to bend your waist forward, and you could bring your elbows down to your front bent right lower leg. Your hands are still at heart center. You could also, if you want, begin to lower your hips down just a bit. And this is figure 4 pose, sort of just adjusted more deeply. Push into your left foot, bring your right foot down to the mat, stand up nice and tall. Let's reset. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Drop your hands down to your side. Bring your weight into the opposite foot now. Your weight is all in the right foot. Lift your left foot up and cross it over your right knee. Pull your left toes back toward your left knee, and then bring your hands to your heart center. Your torso is vertical. This could be where you stay. We're all different. Our bodies are all different. Our experience is all different. And so honor where you are and don't try to mimic some pose or some person. Just listen to your body and honor that. Bend forward at the waist if it feels okay to you and you can do it without feeling pain. And bring your elbows down to your crossed lower leg. And if you want, you can bend your right knee just a bit and let your hips move downward more. Figure 4. Good job. Push into your right leg. Move your left foot back to its normal spot. Stand up straight. Step left and right. Let's reset. Good job. And then bring your feet to stillness. Your hands in front of you. Let's be quiet just for a second. Just check in and notice how you feel. See if you can shake off whatever adrenaline from those balancing poses continues. Awesome. Good job. We'll move to the Durga Kriya. So the way it works is it's 3 breaths in a row, all inhale with no exhale in between. And then a single exhale at the end where we move our hands down to the mat. So we'll move our arms and follow our breath at the same time. So move your hands in front of you. Inhale for a third. Inhale another third, open up wide. Inhale the last third and raise your hands above your head. Exhale, shake your hands to the floor. Good job. Inhale for a third. Hands open, a third. Above your head for a third. Exhale it out. Inhale third. Open up wide. Above your head. Exhale out. A little faster. Inhale for a third. Open up wide. Last third above your head. Exhale it out. Inhale for a third. Inhale for another third. Inhale all the way up. Exhale it out. Two more. Inhale for a third. Open up. Above your head. Exhale it out. Last one. Inhale. Another inhale. Inhale full. Exhale out. Good job. And bring yourself back up to standing at your mat, your palms facing forward. Soften your gaze. Just check in with how you're feeling. Good job. Okay, bring all of your weight into your left leg again. Bend your right knee. Your right foot will go behind you, and with your right hand, grab a hold of the top of the ankle on your right foot. Let your knees now go down so that they're meeting each other. This is called flamingo pose. You've done this before with me. And you can see how much you can quiet yourself. And use your breath to do that. Just follow your breath in and outward. Good job. Drop your right foot down to the mat. All of the weight goes into your right foot. Bend your left knee and your left ankle goes behind you. Grab a hold of the top of your left foot with your left hand. And then let your knees come down so that they're side by side. You can bring some life into your left toes, maybe even spread them a bit. Your right palm can go facing forward. Stand up nice and tall and notice your breath. Good job. Move your left foot down to the mat. Step your feet left and right. And then bring them to stillness. Inhale your hands above your head. Exhale, standing forward, full bend forward at the waist. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring hands back to the mat. Step your left and then your right foot down behind you. High plank pose or tabletop. Take an inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga, halfway down or a little less. Inhale, upward facing dog, top of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. As you exhale, walk or jump your feet to the top of your mat. And then bend your knees and just come down to a seat. So we're moving to pigeon pose, and we're going to do it 3 different ways. And you do the way that works for you. And we're going to start out from least stress and move to most stress. So lean back on your mat, knees are bent. Take your right foot, move it on top of your left knee. Let your right knee move forward. And this is going to be a reclined figure four. It's the alternate for pigeon pose. It's less dangerous to your knees. All pigeon poses are a risk to your knees, and that's what you want to be careful of. You can lift your left leg off the mat. Your left lower leg goes parallel with the floor, and then reach your right hand in between sort of the gap that's made with your cross of your legs, and you grab a hold of the front of your left knee. So in this pose, you can push your right foot forward or your right knee forward with your elbow and pull your left knee back toward you with your hands. That gets you into the pose. Good job. Go ahead and release that, and we'll switch to the other side. Just completely exactly the same on the other side. So your left foot goes across your right knee, pull your right knee back toward you. Good job. Both toes for feet or toes on both feet, pulling back toward your knees. Push your left knee forward with your elbow and pull your right knee back with your hands. Good job. Okay, so this is possibly where you stay. The next pose we'll move to is 90-90. So roll to your right like a log and bring your torso up vertical. Sort of switch so that your right knee is in front of your left knee, and then bend your right knee to a 90-degree angle, and your left leg, bring it so that it's perpendicular to the mat, the upper leg, and the lower leg, bring it so it's parallel with the left side of your mat. So you're making a 90-degree angle with both of your knees. Then with your hands, push your torso up vertical and try to face squarely to the front of your mat. So this is 90-90. Let's switch to the other side. You just do whatever you have to do to switch. Your left knee is bent at 90 degrees and it's the upper leg's parallel with the left side of your mat. The lower leg is perpendicular to the long direction of the mat. And then with your right leg, move the upper leg perpendicular to the long direction and bring your leg to 90 degrees so your lower leg is on the right side of your mat. Bring both hands down to support you. Sit up nice and tall, head right on your shoulders. This is 90-90 on the other side. Okay, here we go. So some of you might want to try the regular pigeon type of pose, and I can tell you I've been hurt with my knee before in this pose, and unless you're pretty familiar with it, don't even try it. So come to sort of a tabletop position and bring your right knee forward and move it to so that it's at the outside of your mat. Your leg on your right side will be bent more than 90 degrees. Don't be one of these people that try to do 90 degrees with your right leg. That's how I hurt myself. So now tuck your toes under on the left side and move your hips backward a little bit by lifting up on your toes. And this could be where you stay. You can just push your torso vertical, or you could move your arms in front of you, sleeping pigeon. That's the pose. Okay, bring yourself back up vertically. Push with your hands and your left toes and bring your knees so that you can come maybe to a tabletop position. Move to the other side, tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee up a little bit, and then pull your left knee up forward. Bend it a little more than 90 degrees, move it to the outside of your mat, to the right or to the left edge of your mat, and then untuck your right toes and let them slide backward a whole lot. With your hands, bring them to your sides and let your torso be up vertical, or maybe you reach your hands forward, sleeping pigeon. That's a lot of talking for me, and we're just going to end that pretty darn quickly. So move your right foot forward and come to a seat on your mat. Let your torso move down to the mat. Your knees go wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. Wide knees. Bottoms of your feet are actually touching each other. Let your knees just sort of move down toward the mat any amount that they will. Let your hands come to your side with your palms facing upward. And then with your hands, reach to the outside of both of your legs and help your knees upward so that you're using your hands to support your knees. Your knees are up, facing upward, your feet are on the mat. Inhale, bring your hips up toward the ceiling, bridge pose. Exhale, lower your hips back down, straighten both legs, make them wide, Shavasana. Let your toes be outward and your heels inward. Tuck your shoulder blades together underneath your torso, your palms are at your side, facing up toward the ceiling. We'll be here for about 1 minute. Mr. Ned is a little over time today. Just follow your breath inward and outward. When you're ready, bend your knees, put your feet on the mat. Lengthen your breath a little bit. Maybe move your fingers and move your toes. And then let your knees just flop to the right-hand side. And then when you're ready, push yourself up to a seat, cross-legged seat. Maybe sit on your mat or sit on your block. When you get there, bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale through your nose again. Open mouth, exhale. As you inhale, move your thumbs up to your third eye center, right between your eyebrows. Honor the goodness and the compassion that's inside of you, inside of all people. Namaste.